from now? What's it gonna be like 100 years from now? It's gonna be crazy, cause it's crazy right now. What's it gonna be like 100 years from now? Ebola is like the common cold.
What up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red, and we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking, would Gervonta Davis knock out a prime Manny Pacquiao? Alright, y'all, so this past weekend we got to witness one of the most scary, or the most scariest punch I've seen in 2020, in a cold knockout that was delivered by Gervonta Davis to Leo Santa Cruz. I don't know why I want to keep calling him Teofimo Lopez. His name is Leo Santa Cruz. Alright, so a lot of us, I won't say everybody, but a lot of the world got to witness, man, one of the most, this it's the thing I love about boxing, but it's in our reality, in our seriousness, it's a very dangerous sport. I think a lot of people they don't give boxing its just due when it comes to how dangerous this sport is and the chances that these athletes are taking with their futures and their lives at the moment. These guys have families. These are real people. Yeah, they got way more money than the average man, and you would think that they're above being human or something. I think a lot of people think when you have money, you're somehow above being human. But these people have families. They have children, and I say all that to say that I think because of what the UFC is and how brutal the UFC can be at times, people kind of overlook how brutal boxing actually is, because unlike the UFC, you're only able to deliver your brutality through your hands, sometimes the elbows, Jeff Horn, but mostly through your hands. And so it can be a much more dangerous sport, because in the UFC, I think the ratio of body blows in the UFC to body blows in boxing are probably different, because you can kick. There's a lot more strikes going below the neckline than in boxing. I think guys in boxing are taking a lot more shots to the head. But I say all that, I'm getting off topic a little bit. I'm saying all that to say that this is a very dangerous sport. These guys don't always get their just due for how dangerous this sport is and the situations that they're putting themselves into. And the fact that you saw this man get KO'd the way he did last Saturday night, it should, as a fan, it should excite you, because that is one of the most exciting things about boxing. But as a human, it should frighten you, because that guy could have seriously lost his life last weekend. It was that dangerous of a punch. Excuse me, I don't have any water, so I keep coughing. But could Gervonta Davis deliver that type of power to a prime Manny Pacquiao and knock him off his feet the way he knocked Leo Santa Cruz out cold? Let's focus on what these guys do similar, first, before we really even get into this topic. What they do similar, at first sight, you would say they don't do anything similar. Gervonta Davis brings one thing to the table, and Manny Pacquiao brings a completely different skill set to the table. But the only thing I would say that they do have in common is that they carry their punching power very well. Manny Pacquiao started out as a flyweight, I believe. I think he was 108 pounds when he started, or 107 pounds or something like that when he started out. And he was knocking guys out from the beginning. He had a strong punch from the beginning. he wasn't KOing guys like he was doing at 30 and 35 pounds, but he was delivering some brutality even at 107, 108 pounds. So you move him all the way up to 130 pounds, where he was knocking guys out cold, and you could tell that the bigger he got, his power carried very well. You know, it started at one level, he moved to the next level, 110, 115. You know, his power carried. His attribute of power went up. You know, every time he switched to a different type of weight, his power carried very well to that weight class. So when he went to 115, you could tell he was building up his power. When he went to 120, you can tell he was building up his power. And when he got to 130, 135, he was knocking guys out cold, you know. So, and I say all that to say, I think Gervonta Davis brings that same attribute to the table. That's something he does very similar to a Manny Pacquiao. That even coming up from a very lightweight, he carried his power very well. He stepped his power up at every weight class that he's hit. You know, his power, he hasn't lost a single drop of punching power. It's actually increasing as he moves up. And a lot of guys, as they get bigger, they get slower. And when you get slower, it slows down your punch velocity too. You know, a lot of people don't think about that. They think, well, it's just going to affect your foot speed or your hand speed. No, it's going to affect the whole way you deliver a punch, you know. And those two guys, I can say, as they became bigger, they didn't lose punching power. They actually gained punching power. Something else that they do very well, both guys have speed, but I would say they both use speed in very different ways. You know, Gervonta Davis is not like a Manny Pacquiao. He's not using these weird angles and, you know, using speed to circle around, or using speed to move in these awkward angles. Like Manny Pacquiao is probably one of the few boxers that could knock you out moving backwards, because he knows how to move at such weird angles and still deliver punching power. He's one of those guys, and that most guys, they can't throw a punch. They can't even throw a punch moving backwards. But he's one of those guys, because he does move at these awkward angles, he could deliver a punch moving backwards. I don't think Gervonta Davis can. He's not that coordinated, but I think he brings something else to the table when it comes to speed, which is he uses speed almost like a Mike Tyson. You know, it looked very similar to Mike Tyson in his younger days, just a smaller version of him. He uses speed to kind of like crowd his opponent, and once he crowds him, he's able to throw really hard, short punches. Is what he caught Leo Santa Cruz with. It was a really quick, really short uppercut that just blew him almost out of his shoes, man. But you know, it's what I love about the sport, once again, and it's what's the most scary about the sport. You guys let me know what y'all think, man, down in the comment section. Would Gervonta Davis be able to knock out a prime Manny Pacquiao? My answer to that question is, it would depend on the type of fight that Manny Pacquiao is bringing to the table. Excuse me. To the table, and how Gervonta Davis deals with Pacquiao's speed. Let me know what y'all think, once again, down in the comment section. I think Pacquiao will win that fight in his prime. I actually think if they fought today and Pacquiao went back down to 135 pounds, he would give Gervonta Davis a lot of trouble. I'm not saying he would knock him out, but I think he would give Gervonta Davis a lot of trouble and might be able to beat him on points because of the speed difference. But let me know what y'all think, man. Would Gervonta Davis knock out a prime Manny Pacquiao, or would Pacquiao be doing the same thing to Davis that he did to Leo Santa Cruz? Hit me up in the comment section, man. Hit that like button for me. Please subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell a homie. Tell your auntie, your uncle. Everybody, man. Trying to build my platform up. So, it's your boy Cardinal Red, and we out of here.
100 years from now, What's it gonna be like 100 years from now? It's gonna be crazy, cause it's crazy right now. What's it gonna be like 100 years from now?
Ebola is like the common cold. Drugs illegal, body parts are being sold.